Alright. Anyways. Oh, so, the last couple months have been really, 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 really effed up. Oh my god. Between the cold, that still hasn't totally gone away. I probably got like some fucking cancer or some shit, but whatever. Let's not even dwell. And then, first off, thank God I'm not Jewish. Okay? Just thank Christ. Okay, I just throw that out there. Now, I say that because Easter's coming up and the holiday hams. Okay? Now, I'm a big fan of the ham. I'm not gonna lie. And I did something crazy. I bought a $32 ham, and it's not even like a real ham. This is basically it's the ham that they had at the in the deli where they slice it, and it was sitting in the back with the other hams, like the actual hams. And I picked up the one ham, and I looked at the price tag. It said $32. I was like, "Fuck that!" Put it back. Like it was like one of those like I don't even want to touch it. I don't want to break it because I ain't gonna pay for it kind of a deal. And then I saw this round ham already cooked. Now I'm a big proponent of not having to cook. Now I like to cook, but with my back the way it is, I just can't do it anymore. Not for like any extended period of time. Like I can boil water that's about the extent of how much I want to be out there. Let's just put it that way. But no, I used to love to cook, but that's neither here nor there. And I picked that bad boy up, and I'm like, do I really want this? Because I want like real ham. And this is like a processed pressed ham, and it's in like this big oval shape. And I see it's already cooked, and I looked at the price tag, and that too was $32. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I put it right in the cart. And what I did is I cut it in half and put the other half in the freezer because Easter's not for like another, what, 2 weeks? Whatever it is. It's like after the 17th. It's like, what, 21st maybe? Something like that. And so for like the last day and a half, I've been kind of like slicing off big chunks of ham, and I got like Swiss cheese and stuff. So I've been eating the ham like ain't nobody's bit. Like I eat so much ham, I literally be shitting out Miss Piggy. Okay, it's just way too much ham. But anyway, that's my cold open, if you will. That's my introduction to what I want to talk about, and that's end time prophecy bullshit. Now I say bullshit. I want to clarify that because like I don't know who may listen to this. Like you have Christians who are like, "Oh, prophecies of God," and here I'm calling it bullshit. Now, I think it's bullshit collectively. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say that. I think it's just bullshit. Okay, it just anything that interrupts my day is bullshit. Let's call it what it is. Now, I am a firm believer that it has to happen. I get it. No man knows the hour. I get it. But it's fun to kind of armchair quarterback this shit. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Now I really don't know where to begin with this. And some of this, probably not some of it, probably 99% of the stuff I've already talked about. But I want to condense it, like hopefully condense it 3 hours later. But whatever. I want to talk about it because there's some, oh, there's some prophecy right there. Holy crap, dude, this cough. Anyways, oh, what was I talking about? Oh, basically some shit's hitting the fan. Some big, like, what the hell, what the fuck, holy shit, what the fuck. Okay, we're talking some serious shit here. And I want to talk about it. Now, it's odd to me when you have a president like Trump. Because it's one of two scenarios. He is like either literally the smartest man on the planet and is trolling everybody. Kofefe, all this bullshit. Windmills cause cancer, bullshit. Okay, he's either like really, really stupid, or he's the greatest troll ever. And I don't know which. I can't openly, objectively look at him and be like, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. You got him. I don't know. I can't tell anymore. I cannot tell. Because, dude, if he's trolling, I'm telling you right now, he's trolling everybody. If he's literally trolling, he's doing it to everybody. And that includes the Christians, includes the evangelicals. The liberals, the evangelicals, he's trolling everybody. Either that or he's just a complete imbecile. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know which it is. I mean, let's be honest. He is trolling evangelicals by giving them executive orders for religious. What's that bullshit? That Religious Freedom Act or freedom to go fuck whatever. And again, when you boil that down, that executive order, actually, I think he did it once or twice, maybe even a third time. He did like 2 or 3 of them. He did like big ceremonies on the White House front lawn and all this other bullshit, and all the evangelicals are laying hands on him. Oh, praise Jesus. When you actually read what the fuck they say, and I've talked about this before, if you read what it says, in a nutshell, if you boiled it down, the Barr Report bullshit, boiled that shit down to the base minimum, he's basically saying you have the right to freedom of speech. And the Christians are like, oh my God, our Christian president, sent by God, oh dear. He's trolling the fuck out of you. He is trolling you so hard you're too stupid to figure it out. Same thing with the liberals. He is trolling the liberals like nobody's business. So, like I said, I don't know what it is. I don't know which it is. I don't know what it is. See, he's like Loki. He's like mischief and shit. He's like just he's a weird dude. That's all I'm gonna say on that. He's just weird. And because I'm telling you right now, he's got this like Darth Vader evil side to him. Where it's like he wants loyalty. And don't get me wrong, I understand if you're a president, you want people around you to be loyal in the sense of, don't leak shit, I can understand that, but it's not being loyal to the presidency. He wants people loyal to him. So in other words, he can go do whatever the fuck he wants to do, legal or otherwise, because he's a great businessman, which, just because he has money doesn't mean he's a good businessman. Let's just put that out there. I don't want to get into that stuff, but again, you got these hard-working, middle-class Republicans like, he's fighting for us, he's our champion. The dude went bankrupt 6 times. You know what that means? He literally went to the bank and said, I want to take out a loan to pay off another loan. Then went to where he paid off that loan and said, I want to take out another loan to pay off the loan that I used to pay off the other loan to pay off that loan, blah, 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 blah. And then he filed bankruptcy and was like, fuck you both. And you got, all these Joe fuck plumbers are out there like, oh, Obama wants to take $1.60 out of my pocket. Yeah, he wants to take $1.60 out of your paycheck to help poor people. Donald Trump wants to have you, Joe fuck plumber, do all the plumbing for his building, and then, oh yeah, fuck you, you ain't getting paid. Yeah, which is worse there, Chief? But let's not get into that. Let's not get into that reality. Whatever. But he does have this side to him, and it's like, I don't understand how the evangelicals do not see it. Because the thing is, they do see it, and they make excuses for it. Now, listen, I can deal with, okay, what he did before he became president and got, quote unquote, became a Christian. Okay, fine, and I get it from a religious point of view. It's under the blood. I get it. It's washed away, blotted out. I get all that bullshit. And again, I say bullshit in more of a generic sense, not like, oh, Jesus saved us from our sins. It's bullshit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it more in the sense of just bullshit. Let's just call it what it is. I wake up, I go outside, I let my dog out. Anything other than that, bullshit to me. What the hell? What the fuck? Dude, what did you do to me? What the hell did you do to me? You fucking little bastard. Get away from me, dog. Dude, you want Armageddon, you're gonna get a foot in your ass. Hold on. I gotta play with this freaking blanket here. Here. Get under the blanket. There you go. Because the problem, he won't lay on the right side. He has to lay here. He's got like a certain spot, and he has to lay right here under the blanket. If it's not under the blanket, he'll go to the right side of me and start rooting around until I pull the blanket out and like put it over my legs, and he comes over and lays up next to my legs. Whatever. Armageddon 2.0. Oh, hold on, I can't breathe. Whew. I can't breathe. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, anyway, let's get into this. Let's forget what I was talking about. Excuse me. Son of a Buddha. Anyways. Whew, man, I cannot breathe. Holy crap. Between chofing and fooling around with the dog. Holy God. That and being out of shape. Oh my God. Anyways, I swear to God, I'm having Armageddon right here. Whew. Hold on, let me pause for a second. Whew. Anyways, so yeah, I had to pause for a few seconds to catch my breath. Oh my God, that was the hawking and the chofing and oh. See, here's the problem. My body ain't gonna hold out for 7 years, so bullshit. Okay, let's call that what it is. No. See, I don't know. I'm trying to just determine where I want to start with this. When Trump first got elected, Triple H from WWE Wrestling came out on TV. He said something to the effect of, I forgot word for word what he said, and I probably should have looked up the quote first, but I'm not that, I don't really care. He said something to the effect of that just being a millionaire or a billionaire or whatever, Trump supposed to be a billionaire or whatever, he's not, but whatever, makes you the Antichrist because you're rich. And I'm like, no, motherfucker. No. Being rich doesn't make you the Antichrist. Being the Antichrist makes you the Antichrist. No, I'm not saying Trump is the Antichrist. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he is. What I will say is that he does exude elements thereof of the spirit of Antichrist. And that is blatant. You can't deny that. Now, let me get into this. I talked about this numerous times. Let me just paraphrase for this clip. Let's compare Trump with Jesus, which is disgusting, but whatever. Sinners love Jesus. Sinners went to Jesus. Sinners flocked to Jesus. They went to him for healing. They had people with their little couches just being lowered into the house from the roof to get healed. All that shit. Old ladies coming up and wanting to touch the hem of his garb because he's going to heal them. Okay. Evil, wicked people who are not Christians, who are not saved, sinners went to Jesus. Sinners loved Jesus. Jesus was, king of the sinner, basically. And who hated Jesus for it? Oh, the religious leaders. Now contrast that with Trump. All your Hollywood liberals, quote unquote, the sinners, they hate him. Who loves him? Oh, 85% evangelicals. Now, alright, you can take that for what it's worth. Now, Jesus said, again, talked about this before, he basically said to the Jewish people, I come in the name of the Father, and you reject me, yet another will come in his own name, and you will receive him. Now, you got guys like Pompeo in the White House talking about Trump being the savior of Israel, which is blasphemy. Okay, it's more blasphemy than me saying fuck. I can tell you that right off the bat. The savior of Israel. The Trump is the savior of Israel. Do you hear the word? Do you hear the grasp of the concept? And these are the concepts that are being thrown around. Now, don't get me wrong, liberals did it with Obama too. Like, oh, he's a savior. They played him up as like Black Jesus. I'm not gonna lie. Now I've said this from day one. Obama would have been an awesome Antichrist. He just would have been. He just would have been. Now he was Antichrist in, concept. In the sense of, oh, you're the Christian. No, he wasn't. I mean, again, I use this term a lot. But Christian to what extent? Christian in the sense that he doesn't burn goats on his front lawn, or going out Saturday morning to soul win. Okay, he wasn't born again Christian. Okay, he was Christian in the sense of, oh, love everybody, suck a dick and love everybody. Okay, whatever. Same thing with Trump. Now, even George W. Fuck Bush had moments where it was like, oh yeah, he would talk religious stuff. He would mention certain things that were religious in nature, of like born again faith. Now he didn't like Bible, Jesus, boo, boo. He wasn't like going crazy, like hitting people over the head with the Bible and shit, like some of these people. But even him and his imbecility, had moments where he would profess his faith. When does Trump do that? Oh, National Day of Prayer, 2 Corinthians. That's the one you like, right? That's what he says. He knows nothing about what he's talking about. Now you understand, oh, he's a baby Christian. That's the argument. He's a baby Christian. As in, he doesn't know the terminology. That's what they said. He doesn't know the terminology, but you don't need to know the terminology. Did he confess with his mouth that he is a sinner? Did he confess that Christ is Lord? Did he confess that he needs Jesus for salvation? Did he confess these things? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then please shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. Because all you sons of bitches from the pulpit always would tell me, well, having a religious experience is not the same thing as being saved. Okay. But now all of a sudden he's sent from God. Don't get me wrong. All of our leaders are sent from God. Yes, that includes Obama. Yet you never saw Christians out there, oh, God sent us Obama for whatever reason. You never saw that. We need to pray for our president. We never saw that bullshit. I never once for 8 years saw Christians on my feed say we need to pray for Obama. Not one fucking time. Now it's like every other Sunday. It's like, oh, we got to pray for Trump and his family. And his beautiful family. We need to pray for our beautiful president. Are you shitting me? Are you going to come at me with a straight fucking face? I'll give you one look and make you crooked, bitch. Okay? No. That's bullshit. That's just bullshit. So, anyways, we have all this straightforward bullshit, and I'm telling you, people are being manipulated on every possible conceivable level. Now, listen, I understand what the Bible says. The Bible says basically anybody in religion, in any type of power was sent by God. That includes Trump, whatever. Yes, God sent us Trump. But I'm going to go on a little outreach here and say that God sends us basically everything. That includes cancer. That includes the Antichrist. The Bible says God will send an Antichrist, an actual person who will try to destroy the world. He will send that to get people to wake up. So this idea, oh, God doesn't send cancer. He, motherfucker, does send cancer. He sends everything to us. God is interwoven into every aspect of our lives. That includes politics. So all these people who see evil liberals trying to destroy America. And even if they were trying to destroy America, so what? What's it matter to you? Are you about America or are you about God's kingdom? If you're about America, you're not about God's kingdom. Because Christ already rejected that shit when he was being tempted in the mountain with Satan. Satan said, I'll give you every kingdom of the earth. Christ is like, no, fuck that shit. He's like, fuck that. I'm here about my Father's business. I don't give a fuck about this. This shit that'll pass away, this dust. I don't give a fuck about this shit. I'm about something bigger. So again, all these, oh, let's make America great. Make America great for who? Who are we making great for? The freaking Antichrist, you moron. Figure it out. God. But yet I'm the asshole because I say fuck all the time. Are you sure you're a Christian? Are you really a Christian because you say fuck? Yet you don't question Trump. You don't question Trump. Is he really a Christian because he puts little children in cages? Well, they're illegal. They should all be put in cages because they're all drug dealing assholes with calves the size of cantaloupes. Are you fucking shitting me? Now, first off, let's just talk about that. Yeah, drug dealers do come over. People who rape and kidnap and hold hostage and ransom and bullshit, they come over. But a good bulk of the people coming over are not that. They're not. Yeah, you get some who come over and they get drunk or whatnot and they run off the road and kill a bunch of people and a bunch of, you get killed by a freaking illegal and blah, blah, blah. It sucks. Listen, I get it. But people in caravans, now I'm not saying they don't hide wicked people, horrible people in the caravans, but 99% of the people in the caravan are fleeing something. They want America to help them. They're they're literally banging at the door saying, let us in, please, help. Okay. They're not all bad people. That's one thing that pisses me off, especially the Fox News crowd. It's like, oh, they're not food stamps, you're just a taker. You're a wicked, awful, hurtful human being who wants to destroy America. And take away money from the rich. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me with that shit? Don't even get me started. Anyways, the whole point of what I want to talk about today has nothing to do with any of that. And I don't feel like going into the whole issue with Trump being an asshole, being a liar. He's a complete freaking liar. And what's the Bible say about, liars and not entering the kingdom of heaven? And about being about their father's business, the father of lies, the evil, wicked one. Whatever. Let's not even get into that stuff. I'm sorry, when the man says that the noise of windmills cause cancer, that's a freaking lie. That's just stupid. That's idiotic. That's stupid. Well, I guarantee you'll have evangelicals trying to come up with some sort of science that proves that, oh well, the sound of the windmill attracts the birds, and the birds poop on your head, and that poop has bacteria and disease in it, and it gets in your ear and your face and your dick, and because you're doing god awful things with yourself, and all of a sudden it gets in and it causes cancer. So he was right. They'll find some stupid idiotic logic gap to convince themselves that they're right. Now, before I get into this, I shouldn't have to make this proclamation, but I am not a liberal. I'm not. I'm just not. I don't even know what I am politically anymore. I will probably never vote Republican again. And because you have two options, what other option is there? It's either punch to the dick or kick to the dick. It's one or the other when it comes to voting. There's no third option, no viable third option anyway. And even the third option is not 9 out of 10 times what. Whatever. Whatever. So, I am not a liberal. I'm just not buying the bullshit. The Fox News bullshit. I'm not buying what they're selling anymore. I'm not conditioned anymore to believe the bullshit from the pulpit where it's like, well, I'm not going to tell you what to believe, but if you were to ask me, I'll tell you vote Republican because Republican is God and Democrats and liberals want to destroy America. And if they do, let's just say the liberal agenda completely destroyed America as we know it. What difference does it really make? What, in the end of the day, what difference does it make? What difference does it make? We know a new world order is coming anyway. So guess what? Guess who's going to destroy America? New world order. The Antichrist. No, that may not be for 100 years, million years, billion years. Who the fuck knows? Who knows? Who knows? But again, what are you saving America for? Who are you saving it for? Are you saving it for Christ? Christ already rejected it. So who are you making it better for? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Who are we making America great for? We're making it great for the Antichrist. That's who we're making it great for. So he can boast about it. And how great he is for doing it. Oh, what's Trump doing? Oh, yeah, let's make America great because I'm so great and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, what I wanted to get into is today is, what, Thursday? So we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, 5 days. 5 days, the 9th of April, is the Israeli election. And I'm going to call it now. Netanyahu's getting in there. Excuse me. And our beloved Christian White House has, I should say, already some sort of peace deal ready to go after the election. Is it a month after the election? Is it 10 minutes after the election? Is it the next Jewish holiday? Who the fuck knows? So, if this deal gets signed, now I don't know from when they announce it to when it actually gets signed. It could be months, it could be weeks, it could be days. Who the hell knows? I don't know what is typical for something like this. I don't know. But it's probably within months. So, realistically, all you pre-tribulation rapture people, which don't even get me started with that bullshit, and that is bullshit. You got at least a good week, potentially, before the rapture happens. And before I get into that, I pray there's a rapture, because my body ain't gonna hold out. I can't physically do it. Like if there's no rapture and we have to go through all that bullshit, tribulation, great tribulation, and all that bullshit, I ain't gonna make it very far. Just physically, I ain't gonna make it very far. Like if I made it to the end, like seriously, if I made it 7 years, it would only be by the grace of God. Now I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I want to live through that. Part of me does. Cause like I'd love to be like that dude in the temple who's like, when Jesus was first born and whatnot, and they're like, I went to be alive when I see the Messiah, and all of a sudden, they come in holding a little kid, and he's like, oh, I say this Messiah, and he goes off and dies. I kind of want to be like that dude. Like I want to see Christ come back and then die, like instantly. Just be out in limbo because everybody's back on Earth, whatever. But getting to that point, I don't know. Now, so, anyways, apparently, speaking of all this, apparently Israel has a website, and they have pretty much, I don't know to what extent, especially to be 100% operational, they have essentially built the temple underground. In other words, all that shit underground, it's already done. It's like, mostly done. They got their 20, their witnesses of the law, or whatever the fuck, they're students of the law, or whatever, there's 24 of them, and then you got the 70 elders, and the offerings, and whatever. They got all that shit. They basically have it all set up. All they need is to go ahead to build the top part. Which is going to be this grand spectacle. You can walk in. Basically, you can walk in and go downstairs. And the downstairs stuff's already done. They've already built that shit. Okay? I refer to it as the goddamn temple, and that's all I'm going to say about that, because it's a blasphemy. Okay? Now, before we get into all that, there's three options. I don't know how viable these options are. The first option is destroy the mosque that's there, which would essentially cause World War III. Now, I don't think that's what World War III is going to be. I think Trump is going to be doing some stupid shit, and it's probably going to involve China, Russia, and probably the Saudis. Because there is that prophecy that Damascus is going to be uninhabitable. Something's going to happen, and ain't going to be there. There's going to be some sort of nuclear radiation fallout or some shit where nobody can live there. We're talking like Chernobyl kind of shit, like Nema Island kind of shit. Okay. Now I think what's going to happen, either Israel is going to be directly involved with that, or they're going to be implemented in that, or implicated, I should say, or implemented. I guess it could go either way, depending how you word the sentence. No, they're going to be the focal point of that happening, which is going to get Russia all pissy, and they're going to, that's going to cause World War III. That's what I believe. I could be wrong. It's my opinion. Whatever. That's number one. Either take the mosque that's there, destroy it, or earthquake, or something happens, whatever. Option number two, and I don't know how feasible this is, but we've seen it happen with like castles and shit, where they basically take brick by brick and they move it somewhere else. There was talk they wanted to take that actual mosque, brick by brick, and move it to like Mecca or some shit, which would really piss everybody off. But the third option, especially if you're looking at like a New World Order, is there's room there to build the temple right next to the mosque. And then everybody can come together and they can worship as one and worship in the same area. And it's like, oh, they got theirs and we got ours. We're all good. Because all they need is the top part. Like I said, all the shit's underneath. Now, what's kicker about that is they started, excavating underneath. They found all this stuff, and so there's some stuff that was built there too. There was like actual stuff there they found, I guess. I don't know. Which is kind of ironic because the shit they found is, I don't know, Roman in nature. The building shit that they found was Roman architecture, but whatever. I'm telling you right now, I don't think that's where the temple was. I've stated this numerous times. I don't think that's where the temple is. I think that's where the Roman guard tower was, the guard area was. And I think the actual temple was closer to the city of David, like right outside the city of David. And there's conveniently, nothing there. There's like an open fuck field of like whatever they have over there, grass or weed or whatever the fuck they got. Because if you read the Bible, basically there ain't gonna be no stone left. Yeah, we got a Wailing Wall. So, because again, I don't know how all the hocus pocus works. I don't know how all the mystery bullshit works and all the whatever. It's like 182 degrees this way and 18 degrees south, northeast. I don't know all this shit and the ley lines and the magnetic north and all this fucking bullshit. I don't know how any of that stuff works. But I'm assuming the temple has to be on the exact spot for whatever magic, and I use the word magic like hocus pocus, whatever it is, to actually take place. It should be in that exact spot. Because whatever converges on that spot, mysticism, mystic bullshit, whatever you want to call it, if it's not on that spot, well, then it would explain why the Antichrist can walk in and sit on the throne and say, I'm God. I can walk into my local supermarket and be like, hey, I'm God, and God does not strike me down. Now, if I went into an actual temple where there was an actual thing and the Holy Spirit is supposed to reside, and I'm like, hey, motherfucker, okay, he's going to strike me down. So again, I think it's in the wrong spot. I don't think that's where it's supposed to be. But Again, it's my opinion, whatever. So, they're basically just waiting for the green light. And Trump is signing over Golan Heights. Now, listen, the one time I will defend Israel is in a situation like this. It's occupied territory. Listen, they won it in a war like anybody else, the countless centuries. They won that shit in the war. It's theirs. It's how it works. And which is ironic, especially when you look at the Muslims and shit. The Muslims are pissing and complaining that they lost it in a war. How do you... Seriously, look back at history. How did the Muslims gain any territory at all? The Saudis, any of those fuckers. They went to war. They warred with the people. They took it over. They went to war and took it over. And then it happens to them in a little spot of nothing. And it's like, oh my God, woohoo. Listen, I don't give a fuck. They won it in a war. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know? No. I'm a firm believer. Hey, they want it back. Go to war with Israel. Take it back. They're not going to. Especially, well, they're not going to in general. And then God ain't going to let them either way. So, hey, whatever. They want it back. Take it back. That's the way I look at it. They can't take it back? Well, then guess what? You're a part of history with the rest of gazillion other freaking tribes and nations and shit that were completely wiped out. Whatever. It's history. It's what it is. I know it sucks because we live in a modern era. Well, guess what? Guess what? That aspect is what it is. I'm not going to parse words with that. They, like I said, they went, they fought, they took. It's exactly what's been going on since the dawn of man. Now, all of a sudden, this one time, we've got to reverse that. No. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Whatever. I mean, seriously, you think they did that with the Romans? Like, oh, they have to reverse that. They're occupying our land. No, you know what they did? They went and wiped everybody out. If Israel had wiped out the Palestinians, there wouldn't be a discussion. And they're like, oh, they wiped out the Palestinians. Well, that sucks. That sucks. Well, we move on. They were probably good people. I'm sure the Hemeleks and the Dickaleks and the Fuckaleks, I'm sure they were all great people too. Nephilim motherfuckers anyway. Tainted blood motherfuckers anyway, which is why God said just go roll through them because fuck them. They're going to die anyway. They're pieces of shit genetically anyway. Fuck them. That's why all that happened, but let's not get into that. The Dickaleks were probably... They were probably a pretty decent race, the Dickaleks, Whatever, the Hameleks and the Dickaleks. Whatever. And the Fuckaleks. Don't forget the Fuckaleks either. Anyways. So yeah, these motherfuckers basically have the temple 99% done. No, it's probably 80-85% done. And this is just them on their own. This isn't like, oh, green light, ding, ding, ding. Okay. No. They could have that shit up within... Shit, dude. If they got green... They've already built the props and the shit that they need and all this other crap. They got the little red heifer that they're going to burn up for the offering. Dude, the shit's in place right now. Do you understand that all they need is a peace deal? All they need is a green light to say, go ahead. Absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. And all the evangelicals are like, God sent Trump and Trump is fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, ironically, prophecy for the fucking Antichrist, you idiots. Oh, but why? Why is that okay? Because we're not going to be here. Because God's going to take us out. He's going to rapture the church. You know what? The more I look into it, the more I study that, I'm telling you, I got a bad feeling about that shit. I got a bad feeling. There's the raptures that they think it's going to be, not what they think it's going to be. I just got a bad feeling about that. And again, for two specific reasons. One, if you look at the prayer that Christ had, it wasn't that we would be taken out of the world or taken out of the world for the sake of like the Antichrist or the evil one, but that we would be made safe from the evil one, that we would be set aside, we would be sanctified. In other words, we would be safe from his bullshit. In other words, we're going to be here while he's doing his shit. That was Christ's prayer. If you look at what his prayer actually was, it wasn't, oh, please rapture them and take them out in 7 years prior. It was none of that. There was none of that. That was not Christ's prayer. His prayer was that we would stand against the Antichrist and be saved from him. That God would protect us during that. Not protect us enough where he took us out. That's number one why I don't think there's going to be a pre-tribulation rapture. And number two, what's the point of the tribulation? It's to get Israel, specifically, and the world, to basically see all the destruction and the death and and to be like, holy fuck, and literally just look to the heavens and be like, holy shit. And literally have that moment in their life where it's like, oh my God. They're acknowledging God. Oh my God. Literally have an, oh my God, what the fuck moment. That's the whole point. And Christ commissioned us to go into all the world and preach the gospel of Christ. Why, in the moment of literally his need, where he needs people to propagate the Bible to the world during this time, would he take us out? That makes no sense to me. It's like, oh, go preach the gospel, and then I'm going to take you out, and then everybody else is magically going to get randomly saved for whatever fucking reason. It makes no sense. That makes no damn sense. Because essentially what you're saying is whether it's a second, a minute, an hour, a day, a week, a month, there's going to be a time when there's no remnant on earth. Because we will have been raptured away, apparently. So until the people who are left say, oh, I need Jesus, save me. Until someone says that, and even if it's a second, that means there's no remnant. And I don't think that's the point of the remnant. The remnant is what's left. There will always be a remnant. So to the fact we're going to whisk everybody away, just, oh, la, 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 we're going to be in heaven watching all this play out. No. First off, it would absolutely, and I'm saying this from deep-rooted wickedness in my own heart, I would laugh my tits off all these evangelical assholes who voted for Trump when they wake up one day and they realize, oh, he's have the power to make war with the saints. Fuck you. I would laugh my ass off at these people. And then God would chastise me and throw me down like he always does. But whatever. But that would be one time it would almost be worth it. Because I'm telling you right now, it is going to... This is my prediction. If there is no pre-tribulation rapture, you're going to have all these evangelicals talking about birth pangs. Oh, it's just the birth pangs. The rapture's coming. And then next thing you know, the temple's built. Some scumbag asshole, probably Trump, will go in there, sit on the throne, and say, I am God, and then come out and say, oh, by the way, you can't buy or sell. Fuck you. Do you realize we're probably going to live through the tribulation and not even know it? That's a possibility. Because we'll just keep saying, oh, it's the birth pangs. Oh my God, it's getting really bad. It's the birth pangs. Because they're waiting for the big one. They're waiting for the moment. Well, guess what? The moment is happening around you, and you're too stupid to see it. Because we look at it, oh, Israel, our heart goes out. I heard this the other night in a prophecy, whatever. Some old white-haired dude. He sits at a table with this other guy. Bible prophecy, something or other, whatever, fuck it was, some old dude. And the guy that was talking was like, oh, our hearts go out to the Israeli people who are going to make a pact with Antichrist, and they don't see it, their eyes are their eyes are blinded, and they don't see it, but we're going to be raptured, so it'll be okay for us. Do you hear the words? Do those words even compute and make any fucking sense at all, at any level? Because here's the news flash. All of our eyes are blinded. Even at our best, we're still far from God, okay? There are none righteous, no, not one. Yet all of a sudden, this guy's sitting here in this high-powered authority. We're going to be raptured, but these poor people, we feel so sorry for the Israelis and the Jewish people who just don't see that they're making a pact with the Antichrist. Yeah, and guess who voted for said Antichrist? You fucking morons! Now, I think that would be the greatest irony on the planet. I'm saying this from a very deep-rooted evil spot in my heart. I'm not going to lie about that fact. And I am wrong, and I need to repent of that, and I hopefully will at some point, but right now, I can't deal with it. Because, again, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is you're going to have evangelicals, again, oh, it's the birth pangs. It's the birth pangs, it's the birth pangs. We're all dying out here, it's just the birth pangs, but Jesus will save us today. That's what's going to happen. They're going to be singing fucking tunes and shit, giving in marriage and all this bullshit like it says, and all of a sudden, calamity will befall them and fuck them, basically. This is what's going to happen. That is what I honest to God, I believe. You want a Bible prophecy? Okay. You want a modern day prophet? I believe that is exactly what's going to happen. I believe that beyond a shadow of a doubt. That's exactly what's going to happen. And we're going to be here. We're not going to be whisked away. Listen, I hope we are. I'm not saying... Hey, like I said, I ain't going to physically make 7 years. If I somehow make 7 years of my current condition, it is of God. It is beyond shadow of a doubt God that I made 7 years and made it through all that bullshit. I'll probably be the first to go. Okay? Just physically. Just... Like, I'll probably be one of the ones that, like, you know, dying because all the fucking shit, calamity and fucking shit's going all haywire and crazy, and the entire earth is just going upheavaled and shit. I'll be one of those people whose hearts failed them and shit. I'll be one of those people, because my heart's probably failed already. I'm probably dead right now, I don't even know it. Like I said, I don't want to be that. I want to be one of the ones. And one thing I was thinking about, now, I have not studied this, I have not looked into this. I shouldn't talk about this, but I'm thinking about doing, not really a series, but basically the 144,000. Now, I don't know what the 144,000 is. Now, if you're asking me to speculate, as in, think of it like a zero issue in a comic book, okay? Like, if this is like the beginning, and then I will probably go watch videos on it and learn about it, study about it, and figure it out. But if you're asking me right now, just mentally, like, what do I think the 144,000 is? That's what this is. So I could be completely wrong. Like, there's a verse that says, oh, they're, you know, a bunch of Girl Scouts or something, or whatever. I mean, it could be any number of things. Like if you were to say to me, what is your initial thought on this? This is what it is. Now, I haven't studied it. I will eventually later, and then I'll add to it. And it's an evolving thought, basically. And this is the opening issue of that, I guess you could say. Now, I don't know what the 144,000 exactly. I don't think anybody really does. But if you were to ask me logically, what do I think it is right now, without having read the verses or studied it or anything like that, at least to the point of having a discussion about it. Let's put it that way. I know the verses, but I haven't studied it, basically, what I'm saying to you. Like, overtly, like, just intently. So, like, what are the 144,000? I think it's one of two things. It's either like 144,000 Jewish rabbi type things who possibly, like, what are they witnessing? I don't know. Maybe they're witnessing the peace deal, something, or there are 144,000 who witnessed the return of Christ. They are the remnant, basically. That means it'd be like, seriously, of all the billions of people on the planet, if that's the case, you're talking 144,000 people are left, the remnant. That's it. That's your church at the end. Everybody else has died. That's how much calamity befell the earth. That 144,000 people freaking are left. Now, again, I don't know if that's the case. But if there was 144 people left when Christ comes, those who hadn't taken the mark, who basically see Christ return in the clouds, that's kind of fucked up. That's a little fucked up. I mean, when you consider the billions and billions and billions of people on the planet, like Christians and shit, there's billions of Christians. Now, technically, realistically, not all people who are left who will be saved will not all be Christian, just for the record. At least not in the, short hair, carry the Bible, the concept, the white guy, that concept. Like, there will probably be some Muslims who don't take the mark of the beast. There will probably be other people who don't take the mark of the beast. Might even be atheists who don't take the mark of the beast. We don't know that. Now, they will obviously be, they'll eventually figure it out. They'll be on the. I think what it'll be is you'll have different religions on the side of Jesus. Like, you can have a Muslim who is on the side of Jesus. You can have Catholics and Christians, obviously. You can have Buddhists who are like, oh yeah, Jesus, he's cool. I think it'll be kind of like that, where it'll be this umbrella of nations, tribes, and tongues and bullshit. Now, are they going to be like full-fledged, soul-winning Christians who are just like the Bible, 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 and they can quote it? Not necessarily. What I mean by that. Because, again, we have this idea that, the only ones who are going to be left are just white Christians. Well, obviously there's black people, Asian people, Again, we have this image in our head of what it means to be Christian, and it's just, I think we need to stop that first off. So, you're going to have a group of people who are just like a mishmash of humanity. And yeah, some are going to have different beliefs on like every other level except for, Jesus saved us. Jesus is salvation. You can have that with you can have a Muslim who believes that. They still have all the Muslim concepts in their heart, but they still believe that. You can have that. Now, I don't know to what extent. Like, I don't know. Like, does that mean they instantly converted? I don't know. But again, you're going to have people. It's not. Again, when you close your eyes and you think of, the Christian and the rapture, and you have this image, and it's just. I think we need to get away from that image because it's not realistic. But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to get into all that stuff. So again, if you're asking me now what's interesting about the 144,000, you realize these internment camps, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, that they're putting the immigrants in, a lot of them hold 140,000 people. You do realize that, like, these illegal immigrants that we have, they hold 140,000 fucking people. A lot of them do. What if we're literally just a camp of fucking people, and there's like 400 people, give or take, in Jerusalem, who are still holding out hope. Antichrist is bearing down on them, and then here comes Christ through the clouds to save everybody. What if they're the only ones who are left? I mean, can you understand the amount of carnage and blood in the streets kind of shit? We're talking billions of lives and billions of souls that just ended because of all this bullshit. I mean, you understand that? And do you understand the price you have to pay, especially if Trump is involved with all this stuff? I'm not saying he is, but if he is, and you voted for him, and billions of people died in the entire upheaval of the entire world. Now, yeah, God said it. It's going to have to happen. Now, to what extent and how much of it's symbolic and how much of it's this, that, and the other, I don't know. But what I do know is that if there's a tribulation coming, that means we're all fucked, essentially. Let's just call it what it is. We're all fucked. Okay? Just And, I mean, think about what you would have to live with knowing that you voted for this, all because you were all upset with Obama and Benghazi and Hillary's emails and blah, 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 blah. Petty bullshit. And yet you turn a blind eye to all the other bullshit that your buddy does because he's got an R next to his name. Because it's all political. I mean, because I'm telling you right now, it is not the evil libtards, the liberals who are trying to destroy America, who are going to give us the Antichrist. The Republicans are going to give us the Antichrist. They are going to open the door for the Antichrist, yes, and the liberals will literally take him by the hand and say, come on in. Okay. But it's going to be the Republicans who open the door. I'll tell you that right now. It's a world system, and Republicans are part of the world system. The world system, what does it do? It fosters, it emboldens, and it basically puts the Antichrist on a pedestal. Yes, that includes your precious Republican Party. Their sole purpose is to make the Antichrist come. Is their sole purpose to worship God? Now, you might be a Christian who worships God in the Republican Party, but is the Republican Party collective about Christ? No. It's about money. Is Christ about money? No. Therefore, the Republican Party is not of God. And I'm not saying, oh, the liberals are of God. No. No. I will say that I do believe that God does put on their hearts the right thing to do, like healthcare, taking care of the environment in a logical, sense. Now, I will say, possibly, sometimes the liberals may go a little overboard with that. Like, oh, you can't have plastic bags because seagulls might, whatever. Don't get me started with this plastic bag ban in New York State. Don't even get me started with that bullshit. Because who's going to be on the fucking truck when those fucking paper bag bullshit always fucking break? Dude, every time I've ever had paper bags, that shit has fucking ripped. My groceries have been all over the fucking floor. Who's going to be under the truck picking that shit up? I can't physically get under there and do that shit. What, DLT's going to be under there now? All because we can't have these fucking plastic bags? Because some goddamn seagull might poop on it and get it wrapped around his fucking head? Oh, a turtle got one of those little Pepsi plastic ring things, those little 6 rings. He got it wrapped around his cock. Well, guess what? It's called the survival of the fittest, motherfucker. Obviously, he was too stupid to realize what he was getting into. He got caught up in a little net. Well, guess what? He dies. It's, again, survival of the fittest. Don't even get me started with that bullshit, but whatever. So, yeah, you know what? I understand the liberals may take things a certain way. But at the end of the day, for a group of people who are trying to take God out of everything, they do a lot of what God wants them to do. Yet the Republicans, who are all about God and God and God and God, they want to take away health care. Well, it's Obamacare, and you shouldn't have to be mandatory to pay for certain things. And oh, you mean like, oh, I don't know, driving a car, but well, that's different because no, it's not. How is it different? How is it any different? How is it any different? You pay to have somebody plow your fucking road and put sand on it so you don't die on your way to work. You pay to house all these children in the school every day. You pay for that stuff. But yeah, healthcare, no. Here's the newsflash, folks. We all get sick. We're all going to die. We all need healthcare. Well, you just need healthcare. You need to pay for it. Really? Really? Especially when even people who do work, if they have one minor, not even major, one minor medical issue happen to them, a lot of them probably end up going bankrupt. A lot of them probably can't even afford basic health care. When people who are working, we're talking $50,000 a year, can barely afford to even go see a fucking doctor, much less actually have a catastrophe in their family where they have to pay for this bullshit constantly. And that's your baseline people. Now, yeah, billionaires and millionaires, yeah, fuck it, yeah, 20 million, fine, here you go, cancer treatment. How the fuck is 9 to 5 supposed to have cancer treatment? The whole thing is don't even get me started. And you got people in Fox. Well, they can afford $1,000 cell phone. Yeah, you know what? I could afford I could afford $1,000 cell phone. You say, well, you could spend that on healthcare. Yeah, if it was $1,000 for cancer treatment, probably I could afford that. Now I can't afford $1,000, but I'm saying the average person could. You're talking a one-time thing that you're going to use month after month. Dude, you go to the doctor, it's literally $100, sometimes more, just to see the guy for like 2 minutes. I see the nurse more than I see the doctor. I'm in the waiting room longer than I'm in with the doctor. I mean, come on, man. Oh, here's a $1,500 pill. Here's a $700 pill. Here's this, that, and the other. How the fuck am I supposed to pay for that shit? Yeah, I can buy a $1,000 cell phone one time, keep it for 5 years, maybe even longer. Yeah, I could buy 3 pills monthly at $1,000. I can't afford that. Who the fuck can afford that? I don't know, man. Don't even get me started. I don't want to get into that stuff. Anyways, back to the point. So yeah, these motherfuckers have actually built a good chunk of the temple. The temple's being built as we speak. And I don't know how I feel about that. And I admit I was slightly wrong, especially if you go back to some of the other clips that I've made about this. I was under the impression, okay, they'd have to basically start from scratch. Well, no, they're not starting from scratch. Literally, all they have to do, break ground, and build some stairs. And a lot of that shit's already built. Then they got to build the top, the kumbaya bullshit where we all come together and worship in the same spot with everybody. And it's like, well, you can worship in your mosque, and we'll worship over here, and then we'll come out and we'll sing kumbaya and suck each other off. Whatever. Oh, interesting little fact. Interesting little fact. I guess the Bible referred to Jerusalem as Egypt and Sodom. Which, that's pretty bold concept. Apparently Tel Aviv is literally the gayest place on the earth, I guess. It's like Disneyland for homos. I guess that's what they say. It was ranked like number 1 of like the gayest places to be. Now I don't mean gay in like a happy sort of way. I mean gay in like the suck each other off and bang each other in the ass and the back sort of way. So I don't know, man. You're gonna basically have Armageddon, a bunch of people butt fucking, and it's just I don't know how I feel about that. I just don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about that. But hey, gayest place on the earth, I guess. So I guess hey, that's one prophecy fulfilled. I guess they're like Egypt, and they're like Sodom. So, because you understand, now, I guess I'm more of the reason I voted for Hillary, and I did vote for Hillary, dear God, not because I liked Hillary on any level, but it's because I am a realist and I wanted status quo. And I knew she would deliver status quo. And listen, here's the thing. I understand this shit has to come to pass. How it comes to pass, how much of it's real versus symbolic, we'll find that out. But there is some shit hitting the fan. There is some shit happening. There's some shit going to take place. We just know it, feel it. And even if it's, let's just say the entire book of Revelation was symbolic. You still got a bunch of Christian people running around, especially in the White House, especially in power, and not just the White House, other places around the world, who believe this shit and is trying to propagate this shit and try to make this shit happen. So it can be symbolic, but if they're making it into something that's actually tangible and real, because you gotta understand, Christians, whether they mean to or not, are trying to force God's hands. We already know Israel's trying to force God's hand. They want their Messiah to come, which they're too stupid to realize he already was, but whatever. You get all these old cocksucker rabbis over there. Oh, we're gonna hurry up and again. There's that video on YouTube with Netanyahu talking to this old cocksucker Israeli rabbi talking about you need to hurry up. Yeah, because he's 100 million years old. He's going to die and go to hell, and he's too stupid to realize it. And he wants this fucking temple, and he wants his bullshit Messiah to come, and so that they can be all prim and proper and act like, oh, look at us, we're tough guys now because we've been abused throughout the centuries. You know why you're abused throughout the centuries? Because you're fucking idiots who didn't get it. Basically. I mean, we're all in that category. We're all in that boat, so it is what it is. But hey, whatever. But yeah, I mean, they are going out of their way to make it happen. They're forcing God's hand to make it happen. And Christians are doing the same thing. This White House is doing the same fucking thing. It's doing the same fucking thing. And they're trying to go out of their way. Now, as a Christian, see, that's the problem. As a Christian, we're like, oh yeah, let's go for it because we're going to get raptured. It's just pushing the rapture forward. That alone, I'm telling you right now, just that mindset alone of, yeah, let's throw everything to the wolves. Fuck everybody. We're going to be taken out anyway. I think that mindset is what's going to keep us here. That's what makes me think there's going to be no pre-tribulation rapture. I honestly believe that beyond a shadow of a doubt. I do believe that. Because basically, all right, here's what's going to happen. If they sign this deal, let's say the election happens on Tuesday, they unveil the plan, and it's something that actually catches and sticks, and they actually sign it into law. Which, again, that's a hurdle too. Who the hell knows? And again, there have been numerous plans and numerous things and blah, blah, blah. Clinton tried it back in, whatever it was, 94, 96, whatever the hell it was. Whatever. But if this shit actually happens and comes to fruition, that's the beginning, that's the mark. The minute they sign it, boom, that's the start of your 7-year tribulation. And if the rapture hasn't happened before then your pre-tribulation rapture is out the window. Now, could God come sometime during that, after that fact? I mean, there could be a tribulation rapture early on. I don't know. We were always told there's a rapture, and then there's, tribulation. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. That's not even close to how it goes. Now, yeah, there's some logical things about a rapture. Like if billions of people just disappeared, it would make sense for a mark of the beast, like a tracker, where they can find you, like if you just disappeared. That would make sense. One world economy could work, because there would billions of people just randomly disappear. You're talking entire. I mean, just the workforce alone. I mean, imagine if a billion people just stopped showing up to work. Everything would be put on pause. I mean, airline pilots just don't show up. People at fast food restaurants just don't show up. Your cashier doesn't show up to work. I mean, think about the chaos that would cause. So, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it makes sense in that level, but I don't think God's going to work that way. I really don't, because God never really does work that way. God always seems to work in the oh, you were expecting this? Well, fuck you. Here's what you're gonna get. Um, so like I said, I just, the whole thing with the rapture. I'm telling you, I got a bad feeling because you got all these people who are just like high fiving each other that, hey, we voted for Trump and he's fulfilling prophecy, but we're going to be taken out, so we don't have to worry. I think just that mindset alone says to me that God should be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. How about that? How about that? Billions of people are going to die and go to hell because you're not out there soul witnessing to these people, and I'm part of that. I do not. I'm not out there doing that. I'm just as guilty. So, but seriously, I'm telling you, God's going to be like, hey, you know what? You're sitting there all high five and thinking you're something special. Well, I'm going to knock you down a peg or two. You ain't getting a rapture. I never. Seriously, the Bible does not say there's going to be a pre-tribulation rapture. It just doesn't. Now, you can sit there until you're blue in the face. It does not say that. Does it hint to it? Maybe. But it doesn't say, again, you look at any of the verses, 2 Thessalonians, any of these verses, it doesn't say 7 years before. Pre-tribulation. None of those words come into fruition. So, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know where they got the idea. And I studied this shit in Bible college. That, oh yeah, the pre-tribulation rapture and blah, blah, blah. I go back and I read some of that stuff and it's like, it's a nice thought. It's a nice idea. But I don't really know how it plays out. I don't know how it's supposed to work. I've never read anywhere where it says, yes, you will be taken out. I love my church so much that I will take you out of the world right when I need you the most. Right when I'm bringing Armageddon so that the rest of the world can come to know Christ. One last chance, one last hurrah for the entire world to come to understanding of who the Savior really is, Israel or otherwise. I'm just going to take you out of all of that, and you'll just be magically whisked away, and you can look down from heaven and be like, oh, look at that. Look at that. The whole world just upheaved. Yay. Thank you, Jesus, for not making us part of that. No. When has God ever taken you out of tribulation? When has God ever taken us out of trials? I pray every fucking time there's a trial that there's a rapture. I say, Lord, take me from this. And it never happens. Jesus, take the cup from thy lip. God didn't take the cup from lip, literally shoved the cup up his ass. He said, no, fuck you, you're gonna die. I mean, okay, that may have been a little inappropriate, but you get my point. Literally shoved the cup in his mouth and like, no, that's how it's supposed to be. Ain't no take it from out thy lip. It was like, no. But yeah. Seriously, and again, if our goal is to be like Christ, well, guess what? Christ didn't get delivered from the cross. He didn't. Well, I shouldn't say it that way, but he didn't get taken down from the cross. He didn't. Scores of angels didn't come and just tear him from the cross and be like, and completely, destroy the universe. Okay, that didn't happen. He went through his tribulation. Why are we not supposed to follow suit? That makes no sense to me. On any level. And believe me, I don't want Armageddon. I don't want Armageddon. This is one of the things that pisses me off about the evangelicals. I do not want Armageddon right fucking now. I don't. Now, I'm wrong on that because, like I said, my body ain't going to hold out much longer. I probably, push come to shove, I probably could go another 7 years, maybe. But I doubt it. And even under the best of circumstances, I'd be hard-pressed to make it 7 more years. But it's less with all the chaos and bullshit going on in the world. And, because I've stated this before, if we saw a peace deal happen, we saw it happen, and then we see it get signed, That's the sign. Okay, that's the starting point of the tribulation. We can see that and we can recognize that. We see the fucking temple, that goddamn temple. We see that goddamn temple being built. That's another sign. That's another, stepping stone into the, like, holy shit, we're all gonna die. We can see somebody, the Antichrist, go in there, take a seat, and say, I am God. And they come out and say, blah, blah, blah. So, in other words, the beginning of the tribulation, the end of the tribulation, the beginning of the Great Tribulation, and then we know the end of the Great Tribulation when Christ comes back. So we know we know the end from the beginning. We know the end from the beginning on that whole stretch of 7 years. We know that. And if we know that, we can see it. And if we can see it, we can acknowledge it. If we can acknowledge it, then we can do things in preparation. In other words, 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine. You see a peace treaty signed, guess what? It might behoove you, and it might behoove me, I like the word behoove, to then, start stockpiling food, water, and all this other stuff. It might be, enough, you probably need enough food and water and resources for 3.5 fucking years. Okay? You may want to think about that. That's all I'm going to say on that. I'm saying it to myself, too. I don't have 3.5 years worth of food in the house. I don't have 3.5 years worth of water in the house. I don't have 3.5 years worth of toilet paper or soap or shit and whatnot. I don't have 3.5 fucking years. But we can see it coming. We can see it happening. And I'm telling you right now, I have a very, very bad feeling that God is going to be like, hey, that's not how it plays out. That's not how it's going to work out. I could be wrong on that. But I think it's going to happen where the temple's just built. And we think it's birth pangs and the temple has to be rebuilt. So, yay. But then all of a sudden, some orange-haired jerk-off is going to go sit on that damn throne. Or Kushner or one of them motherfuckers going to go in there. And it's going to happen. Which means, at that point, we have already lived through the tribulation. The minute he comes out and demands worship, and that you can't buy or sell, that's when the Great Tribulation starts. I'm telling you right now, I think you will see a bunch of born-again Christian evangelicals who are sitting in that moment thinking, holy shit, what the fuck? Because again, the birth pangs, the whole thing, it is set up for so much delusion. It is set up for so much wrong to happen. Where it's like, oh, we got it figured out. There will be a rapture, and then we don't care, but everybody else who's here, this is what's going to happen to you. Well, I don't know, man. But could you imagine when these evangelicals wake up and realize that we've already been through the tribulation? We are now entering the Great Tribulation, and there's no time to prepare. You can't go out and buy 3.5 years worth of food in that moment. You can't go out and buy 3.5 years worth of toilet paper for that moment. You can't go 3.5 years for anything at that moment. Maybe if you're a millionaire, sure. But your average person? Your average evangelical? No. Again, the whole thing is ripe for collusion in a way. Collusion with idiocy. I mean, in a way. Because, again, look at the way it's set up. You could easily be wrong. You could easily be wrong. One thing out of any of that, and the whole thing falls like a house of cards. Again, if the rapture doesn't happen, and I'm not saying it will, I'm not saying it won't. I don't believe it will. Only because, For one, it'd be hysterical on some level. Hysterical in a bad sort of way. Like, oh, here's a funny thing that happened to me today. I fell in a pile of shit. Okay, that's not good. It's putrid and stinky, and it's just not good. And what's going to happen, you're going to have all these evangelicals falling into this putrid stink, and they're not going to know what to do with it. They're expecting a rapture. Next thing you know, it's like, holy shit, it's too late. We're fucked. And again, what happens? And we have to, and I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. You can believe as much as you want. You have to at least acknowledge the fact, what if we got it wrong? We have to live under that assumption. And hope that there's a tribulation rapture, pre-tribulation rapture. And pray to God that there's one, because, again, I hope there is. I really do. I honestly, God, I hope there's a pre-tribulation rapture. I just got a bad feeling there's not. And like I said, we're going to wake up. Every one of us are going to wake up and be like, oh my God, we had time to prepare and we didn't see it. How many times in the Bible does that happen? How many times in the Bible they had the time to do it and they didn't? That's what the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine, the dreams and shit. That's what it was all about. I mean, again, if Armageddon happened today, are you prepared? I'm not. I'm not prepared. I don't even own flashlights. Do you understand how bad that is? I don't even own a working flashlight. I don't even have matches in the house to start fire. Okay. I ain't rubbing no sticks together and shit. I don't even know how to do that stuff. My back ain't gonna let me do that kind of stuff. Rooting around on the ground. But again, imagine, oh, now you can't buy ourselves. And the whole shit, what do? We have nothing. We were all birth pangs. We're waiting for the end. Waiting for the tribulation rapture. Pre-tribulation rapture. And it never came. And we have to live under the assumption that it won't come. We have to. We absolutely have to. We can have faith that it comes, and faith of this and faith of that, but you also have to have reality too. And sometimes faith and reality don't mix, but sometimes you have to at least prepare for the fact, maybe we were wrong. Maybe things are not going to play out this way. Maybe we misinterpreted something. Maybe those who think there's a pre-tribulation rapture got it wrong. What if they got it wrong? What happens if they got it wrong? Well, they're just going to have faith, and we're going to have faith that God's going to take me away. Really? Why you? God's raptured what? 2 other people? In the history of the Bible? That were then transfigured with Christ on a hill somewhere? You think you're part of that group? You're going to be number 3? You're going to be up there transfigured with Christ? Really? 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 Christ, God's coming back for you? Just you? I mean, come on, man. And seriously, we have to also take into consideration, what if God never comes back? What if God's like, fuck him? Well, then he would be a liar, and his word, okay, fine. I mean, I suppose before our sun dies out in 500 billion years from now, yeah, God may have to come back. But that doesn't mean God is just going to be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Because it's, again, we have to look at it from multiple points of view. We have to look at it from reality. We have to look at it from faith. We have to look at it from all these different perspectives. Now, sometimes, like I said, faith and reality don't mix. But that doesn't mean you can't be prepared. Because here's a newsflash. Let's say you're prepared for a 3.5 years, 5 year, 10 year, whatever. Let's say you got a warehouse full of food that you've been stockpiling in guns and ammo and bullshit. Okay. Excuse me. Fucking hiccup right there. What the hell? Whatever. Let's say you have all that shit. And the rapture comes in. Oh, well, I didn't need it. Well, then guess what? Oh, well, you didn't need it. people who are left, they find it, they use it, and then you got food. You're helping Christians during the tribulation. You're helping people survive. You're helping people live. Hey, God will reward you for that shit. But what if there's no rapture? Now you and your family are safe. Or at least safer. You know? So it's good either way. It's a proper thing either way. It doesn't mean you don't trust God. Well, I've got a stockpile of food and I don't trust God. No, God will provide your needs no matter what. But sometimes those needs, it may take 3 days before the manna arrives. You may have to be running through the wilderness, naked and alone for 3 days, bitching to Moses, "Hey, you took us out of Egypt just to kill us out in the fucking wilderness." But again, it's like anything else. Did God take them out of that? No, they wandered for 40 freaking years. God didn't take them out of it. He didn't take them. He didn't pre-tribulate them. Anyways, but yeah, like I said, they've got this fucking temple partly mostly constructed. They got websites and shit where you can actually scroll through it, and it's odd because they're not building it for Jesus. They're not building it for quote unquote the Messiah. They're building it for their Messiah, who's going to be an asshole. And part of me is like, hey, you know what? Good for them. Fuck them. You get what you give, motherfucker. They're gonna get what they deserve. We're all gonna get what we deserve too. So it's like part of me wants to think that way, and then another part of me is like, well, you know what? Then I'm gonna eventually get what I deserve too, which is a kick in the dick. So, and that's the beauty of it. Even at our best, we're still far from God. We're still wicked asshole people. Okay, we're still sons of bitches. I don't know, man. What else is there to talk about? Now, I want to point out, I could be 100% wrong. I could be very wrong, but I want to at least acknowledge, I want to at least discuss what could possibly be a reality. Because again, whether you have faith or not, you still have to deal with the reality of the situation. The reality is, this stuff has to come to pass if God is to be believed. So there has to be a tribulation. There has to be, God does have to eventually come back. And again, I don't want to get into the whole rapture thing again because I've never understood the logic of a rapture. Because, like I said, my mother died. So right now my mother's a disembodied spirit in heaven with Jesus. That's what we're told. And then at some point, God is going to be like, okay, time to go. And Jesus is going to look at my mother and all the other billions of saints and be like, come on, time to go. We're all going to get caught up in the air, caught up in the clouds, get spiritual bodies, and then we're going to go away for 7 years and then come back. That makes no sense. Logically, logistically, none of it makes any sense at all. Now, again, my theory, my idea is, and no, it's not soul sleep. I believe that once we are disembodied from our physical body, because you got to look at physics and shit too. Our physical body is like an anchor that holds our consciousness to it. Our consciousness is only viable in this world because of our physical body. And the minute that connection is severed, what we are, that energy, is free to go. It is not bound by this physical existence. This physical existence is bound by time. Fourth dimension. Time and space. Basically, if you take up space, you're dictated to by time. If you are a spirit who does not take up space in the physical sense, then you are not bound by time. I believe the minute we die, we're instantly transported into the future. Like, my mother did not just go to heaven. She's not just rooting around with Jesus in a disembodied form. I could be wrong on that. And no, it's not soul sleep either. Because again, we have to look at it from a realistic point of view. Our consciousness is energy. We all have a unique energy signature. The body gives off an energy signature. It's the way I describe it is like a radio station. There's the radio station, which would be your soul, your spirit, whatever, and then there's your radio, which is the physical body. You tune in the physical body to the right frequency. That soul and that body, they connect. That's why I don't believe in reincarnation, because we all have unique individual fingerprints. We are all unique individual beings. We may have people who look similar, but they're completely different. And their energy signature is completely different. So maybe you could have a rapture, or not a rapture, a reincarnation once or twice. I mean, like, what are the chances of all the gazillions of people who have ever existed throughout history, somebody had the exact same identical fingerprint as me? No. Could it be very similar? Maybe. So maybe you could make that argument where, like, the soul is connecting with a body that's similar frequency. That's why people have, like, these thoughts of, like, oh, I remember when I was a kid in World War II and somebody shot my dick off or some shit. Okay, maybe. But technically, the closest thing to reincarnation that we will ever have is a rapture. Now, the rapture is where we get a spiritual body. Now, the body's got to have the same frequency as our consciousness, or the consciousness and the body will not link up. So there will be a sense of us being the same. It'll be a different body because our physical one has ceased to exist, but it will have the same signature, same frequency. It has to. It just does. So in other words, we will be unique individuals, even though it's a different body. It may be a better body, uncorruptible body, but it'll still have a signature that is us. That's how it will play out. It's how it should play out. It's how it has to play out. So, again, this is just my own opinion. You can take it for what it's worth, but I honestly think that the minute we die, we're instantly teleported into the future. Again, God says we are presently seated in heavenly places. I am not presently seated in a fucking heavenly place. I say that every single time I mention this. So, what does that mean? It means that we are outside of time. Actually, it works both ways, even if you are in time. Because I think time, fourth dimension, is... how do I want to word this? I think it's almost like an ocean, a lake, if you will. It's like, think of it like this: like if you took a big pitcher of water, dumped some water into a glass, and said, okay, and you held up the glass and looked at it and said, okay, these molecules of water, what if I dump them back into the pitcher of water? Can I get those same molecules back out? No, it's impossible. You're never going to get those exact same molecules back into the same cup again. It's a similar thing. I think that's how time works, or at least a variable of it, a variant of it, if you will, because I think time is both simultaneously happened and is happening and will happen all in the same moment. In other words, I believe that at some point we can visit past events. Now, we obviously have to be out of a physical body to do that. But I think we can visit these things. I think we'll see the fall of Satan. I think we'll see a third of the angels fall. Because again, that to me, none of that stuff has ever made sense. Like Satan is like, oh, I didn't like that, and blah, 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 blah. Well, now the concept there is that Christ, God, basically, first shall be last and the last shall be first. In other words, he humbled himself to wash the feet of the disciples. He went and did that. Now, do you see Donald Trump ever doing anything like that? Seriously, do you think he would wash anybody's feet ever? Like humble himself to be a servant? No. So therefore, he is still technically then part Antichrist. Whatever. Which is what what happened to Lucifer, because he deemed himself so beautiful, is, whatever, that he's like, no, I'm not going to lower myself to this. But God himself, Jesus himself, lowered himself. He became a sacrifice for us, even though we did not deserve it. Yet Lucifer's like, no, I'm not going to sacrifice why should I give up anything? Because these meat sacks that are nothing but dirt and flesh, why should I give a fuck about them? That's basically what it came down to. And I think we will see that play out, because I'm telling you right now, I honestly think that Lucifer had to see what we were, what we are, and what we became. I think he had to see the whole picture. Because, I mean, yeah, God taught him these things. Yeah, God can teach him these things, but he has to see it for himself. He has to experience it himself, or the betrayal just doesn't seem as full to me if it was just like, I mean, seriously, if I came up to you and said, yeah, I'm basically gonna find a new friend who, you know, whatever, sucks a dick or whatever, I don't know. And you're gonna be like, well, I'm jealous of that. Why would you be jealous of me finding another friend? Now, yeah, I can see if, friend A and friend B aren't hanging out anymore, and then friend B and friend C are hanging out more and whatnot, and like, oh, I got my married friends, and I got my single friends, and I don't hang out with my single friends because I'm married, I'm with the married friends, But again, you're not going to be like, oh, let's sacrifice every single solitary thing that we have. Let's sacrifice our station in life because we're jealous of this thing. It's like, I could deal with you loving your children more than me. I could deal with it. I'm not jealous of that. Like, I'm jealous that you love your children more than me. I'm a little pissed you don't play Halo anymore, you bastard, but that's neither here nor there. Whatever. But I'm not going to sit there and give up my station in life and be like, oh, I'm here with God. Let me go against that, Like, oh, I'm so jealous of you that I'm going to come and like shoot up your family and shit and go to prison for the rest of my life. That like never would cross my mind ever. It depends on what I was shooting. Now, if I came in with a dart gun and like shot him up with like Novocaine and stuff, oh, I would totally do that. Fuck, dude. If I could physically do that, I'd shoot your entire family up with like little Novocaine darts, like shoot your little kids in the ass and stuff. Like they can't feel their legs and stuff for like 20 minutes, like at the dentist office. I would totally be behind that, but I would never physically do it. But you get my point. But like, would that be enough to go to prison for? No. And get raped in the ass? No. So I think it has to be more than just, and that's just conceptual. So I think it had to be more than that. I think it had to be, he actually saw the shit. He actually saw what we were and what we became. And that it was essentially, anyways, I gotta end this quick because I got 5% battery life and fucking tablet, dude. I swear to God. Anyways, I'm gonna call it quits. This is like an hour and 40 minutes, so this is probably gonna be part one. I may do more. I don't know. I may do more, but I'm getting a little tired of saying the same shit over and over. It's just I have to like qualify it for the clip in question. So it's like I have to constantly keep going over the same stuff. But anyways, yeah, this is gonna be part one. I haven't uploaded in a while, so I figured, you know what? There you go. Anyways, Easter's coming. Fuck you.